What's up, everybody? Jesse here, Old Gentleman Farms. Got kind of a rainy, nasty day here. Been raining for a couple of days off and on. It's supposed to rain, I think, pretty much the rest of this evening. Not a whole lot to do when it's like this, but I did have one little job in the tractor that I was wanting to get done before, especially before hay season gets here. And I'll show you that right now. Alright, so when I bought this tractor, this is the seat that came in it. And this is not the original seat. It actually should have been a cloth seat, but at some point in time somebody changed the seat out and they just kind of got a cheap seat, probably from Tractor Supply or something like that, and stuck it in here just to make it work. And I've been using it that way. It's okay, but it's not the most comfortable. The air ride system still works. There's no problem with it. So I'm going to work on getting this seat out, and then I'll show you what I got to replace this one. So stick around. Alright, so here is the replacement seat that I got. I just picked this up from a local farm store. As you can tell, the design is quite a bit better than that one that was on there. Now this is Cordura fabric. It's water resistant, not waterproof, but I'm in a cab, so it's not that big of a deal. It says it's for ZTR, zero turns, I guess, mowers. But if you get to reading on here, you know, there's a lot of things that it can work for. Forklift, utility vehicles, construction equipment, skid steers, specialty slash industrial tractors, a little bit of everything. I think these mounts down here are universal and they're adjustable, so you can basically make it fit any base within that adjustable limit. It shows here the universal mount. So I'm gonna get this unboxed, and I don't know what kind of assembly I'm gonna have to do on this. Probably just put this back and these butt pieces together, and maybe the mounting brackets, the sliding brackets. I don't know. Let's get it unboxed and see what we got. Alright, so as you can see, it's pretty much assembled for the most part. You just have these bottom slides, and I will mount those. Once I get these mounted, then this seat will slide in from the front. As you can tell, I was trying to put those in, and what it is there's little stops right here. So you have to get this stop on the right side. It actually slides in from the back, and that gives you a stop all the way back. So let me go do some measuring on my bolt pattern, see where I got to mount, what options I have to mount. I'll get these mounted up and be right back. I just want to show you the base brackets. Got them mounted. I mean, I would have liked for this to have been spread more apart. There just weren't a whole lot of options as far as holes and mounting spots, and there's kind of a raised spot here. I didn't know if I don't think my seat would have cleared that, so I put them on top. There was some holes here. Looked like there was actually some nuts here. I tried to get them nuts to work, but they're, I'm guessing, a metric thread, and these are standard bolts, so I couldn't get those to thread in. But there were some holes already here, so I used an existing hole in the front, lined these all up, and then drilled holes in the back. That other seat, somebody had mounted it with just some self-tapping metal screws, and those had stripped out. And actually, these fields I have are pretty rough, and you're bouncing around on a, you know, in this cab here with that, especially mowing. You go a little bit faster mowing, so you get to bouncing around, and that puts some stress on these bolts, and those screws had pulled out basically. So I wanted to bolt this down really good. A little bit tough to get to, but it worked. I mean, I made it work. No different than working on your vehicle sometimes, kind of in those tight spots. Gotta do it a couple times, drop the washers a few times, drop the nut a few times, and eventually you get it on there. But and also the way this is suspension in this seat, there's a bar here, and I wanted to make sure that that wouldn't go back and hit my bolts. That's about as far as it goes back, so I mean, if I have to, I can probably come in and get me a little multi-tool back down there and saw them bolts off, but it's pretty much bottomed out right there, right before it gets to them bolts sticking through, so it should be good. So let's go grab this seat. Hopefully I've got enough room to slide it on here. Okay. Alright, so don't make the mistake I made. You know, they have that adjustable base here for a reason, but there is a limitation on how adjustable that is, so make sure you're within that adjustment. I was see, like 5 3/8 from center to center on these brackets when I had them mounted initially. Yeah, I need to be actually like 5.5. I think was the smallest measurement that I was allowed to. That's all I could move the bracket, the seats brackets. That's as close as I could get them, was like 5.5. So I just come over to the side on this bracket. I left this one where it was. Come over to this side on this one. Moved it over, and I've actually got 6 inches center to center now. So, and this one wasn't too hard to put on because I've got a little more room on this edge here that I could get into those bolts and get those nuts tightened up. So I just took a few extra minutes to do that. So now let's try to put the seat on. Alright, that's pretty much it. I think this is going to be a lot better than that old seat for sure. Just sitting in it right now, I can tell a big difference. It's just got a higher back on it, better support. I've got a headrest. I'll put that on, which probably not going to use that much. But anyhow, hopefully that helps you out if you're looking at changing out a seat in your tractor or something like that. Just some things to consider. Just make sure. I mean, you might have to drill some holes just to make it work. These universal brackets, they're universal, but I mean, you know how it is. I mean, you might get lucky and have a bunch of bolt holes that line up. You may only have a few that line up like I did and have to drill a couple. And in my case, I had to move this one side out a little bit. The seat did end up being off center, just not much. I mean, I can't really tell. I can tell just a little bit if I really try, but I kind of wanted to move it over just a little bit and not interfere with this emergency brake and this air ride lift mechanism, this knob over here. So it's off center a little bit. If it's a big issue, if it bugs me too much, I can come back and pull it off real quick and just slide these brackets over just a little bit, keep that same spacing, and then I'll be good. So I may do that. But anyhow, hopefully this helped you out. If it did, give me a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Check out some of our other videos. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.